Well, 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 guess who's back with another video on Alex Warren? This clown. But this time I'm actually going to review his album. I've made a huge mistake. Okay, it's not that bad, but let's get into it. So I believe he co-founded this like TikTok famous thing, Hype House, which honestly sounds like hell. Imagine delusional rich kids who think their life is so hard, all living in a house together. Ugh. I shudder. The narcissism must be leaking from the walls. Have you ever seen Amityville Horror? Either way, we've seen artists like Addison Rae pop up from Hype House and do fairly well. And then you have artists like D'Amelio who maybe didn't do quite as well. Either way, it seemed like a bit hit and miss coming out of that house. So that brings us to Alex Warren, who seems to be doing pretty well himself. But online reviews and critics would say otherwise. Why? Why is there such a divide? Perhaps this album will be able to shed a little light on everything. You'll Be Alright Kid is the debut studio album from Alex Warren, which is an expansion to You'll Be Alright Kid Chapter 1, adding 10 new songs. Yeah, I don't know why either. I just want to start off by saying I don't actually hate his vocals, and sometimes I quite like it. I like the tones and the like frequencies, and you know, it just sounds kind of nice. Personal preference thing, but I can see them becoming quite stale and annoying, especially when they're paired up with something, well, in terms of music, that's quite boring, which is pretty much the whole issue with this album. It's formulaic and it relies on sounds that are just tediously catchy. Whilst the average listener might enjoy it, I can't imagine them getting that invested in the album as a whole. Just take the first track, for example, Eternity, and you can just predict how it's gonna go. Soft, deep vocals, guitars plucked, strummed, and you bet in the second chorus the big kicks come in with those anthemic layered vocals. And the same could be said for songs like Heaven on Earth, Never Be Far, Who Am I, Nevermind, and Heaven Without You. I'm not saying that every song sounds just like this, but the majority of them are just as predictable. It's this lack of variety and things sounding too similar that everything just blends together in one big glob. If it wasn't for the song title being in the chorus, I bet you wouldn't be able to tell half of them apart. But that doesn't mean I don't enjoy some buttered toast every now and then. Even his biggest song, Ordinary, I don't mind it. I find it quite catchy and, you know, I can pop along. I think it's this genuineness in his lyrics and his sort of singing emotion. It's about his wife, it's very sweet and loving. Even though it's quite similar to other songs, it's the lyrics and the melody that just really meld together quite smoothly. But there's also other songs I don't really mind, like Getaway Car, although I am getting pretty fucking annoyed about rich people complaining about fame and how they're on top of everything and that they wish they could be normal, because no you don't. You know this happens when you're famous. What did you think was going to happen? Alex Warren's strongest element is his lyric writing. Whilst okay, I'm not like, whoa. But there are just a lot of moments where the lyrics and emotion feel genuine, and it's those snippets of being good that I can understand his rise. But it's all let down by this formulaic nonsense that's just completely forgettable. I could go through every song on this album, but what's the point? I'm probably just going to be mentioning the same things over and over again. Yeah, You'll Be Alright Kid isn't terrible, but it's just not that good either. But that's Warren's overall problem. He obviously has a knack for heartfelt lyrics. While limited, these can be really effective when paired with the right material, but we are yet to hear any. So while I'm hoping for something different in the future, at the moment we're just getting something that plays it painfully safe. Until he ditches that sort of plug and play song structure and takes a few risks, I don't think we're going to be hearing anything interesting from him in a while. Which, if he's happy doing that, good on him. Anyway, that's my take. Maybe I'm wrong. I know there's a lot of people who enjoy his stuff out there. But so, yeah, saying all of that, I'd probably give this album a 3 out of 10. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you thought down below. Please feel free to like, subscribe, whatever you like. And, you know, if you have any suggestions for me, any videos you might want to see me make, whatever, you know, let me know. And catch you on the next one. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-da-da.